And I have your first alert that it's still feeling like soup and boot weather. That would be your boots with the fur as you head out the door tomorrow morning. Yeah, Courtney, and so people got out and did some holiday shopping today, and now if you want to keep that Christmas spirit going, we've got the Canton Christmas Festival going on. The temperatures are cooling off nicely. It's really the perfect weather to head out for the opening night. Yeah, Santa for some new shorts or some new sandals. You can try them out on Christmas Day. In fact, I'll bring you the first alert details on our big warming trend when we come back. And where again we do still have tornado warnings ongoing, so we'll take a closer look at them for you. One of these potential tornadoes right over Darbin right now. That's going to be moving into Marion County here shortly and then back into Jeff Davis County. Then we've got a tornado that has been confirmed to previously have been on the ground. We do have a debris signature still with this, although it is not as defined as it was just a little while ago, but that's just to the north of Dean. That's actually outside of Jeff Davis County, although you remain under a tornado warning. And that storm is expected to continue and make its way into southern Smith County, impacting Taylorsville and potentially the Mize community. Depends on if it takes a little bit more of a northward shift or it stays on its current track. So if it stayed on its current track, it would be headed right for Taylorsville. We're getting debris reports from Collins of debris falling from the clouds near Highway 84. And we do now have a severe thunderstorm warning also for Holmes and parts of Madison and Attala counties. So just a heads up there as well. Remember, we just took a look at that, and it's just a line of storms that doesn't really have any rotation to it, but could be producing some damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour or even some hail. There has been history of hail in these storms as large as about ping pong ball sized hail, $half sized hail, anything like. Pattern change ahead in our first alert forecast. Heavy rain on and off throughout your weekend days, and then next week some much cooler air on the way in our first alert forecast. Here's what it looks like for your weekend. Now, our first round of showers and storms may not end up being that robust early on our Saturday, which is probably good news if you've got some outdoor activities planned. This is taking you all the way into lunchtime. Still not a lot happening across central Mississippi. Notice it kind of breaks apart a little bit pushing in, but there will still be on and off showers and storms as we head into the rest of your Saturday afternoon. Then the coverage really starts to pick up overnight Saturday night. Saturday night into Sunday morning, we'll have the chance to see some isolated severe storms within this batch of heavy rain that's pushing through central Mississippi. Could last into the early part of Sunday, but by lunchtime Sunday afternoon, looking at dry conditions making a return, or at least starting to at that point. Now, this is going to be a lot of rain across central Mississippi. Rainfall totals between 1 and 3 inches minimum in our first alert forecast. Some isolated cases you could maybe get a little bit higher than that, 4 or 5 inches. That's why flash flooding is still going to be our primary concern with this weather maker heading into the weekend. We've got a slight risk for flash flooding across most of the area, and then a marginal risk as you go further into East Mississippi, because it doesn't look like that's going to hold as much of a punch as it continues its trek over to the east. But in any event, we're going to see widespread heavy rain heading into this weekend. Hopefully that gets us all the way out of the rain deficit we've gotten into so far this fall. We've also got the chance again to see some isolated severe storms. The better ingredients for that will be in southwest Mississippi. Then it turns to a level 1 out of 5 risk as you push a little further north and east, but most of us not under a severe threat as we head into this weekend. But if we do see a severe thunderstorm, the main concern is likely going to be damaging wind gusts, but we can't rule out, of course, a brief tornado. That's just the nature of storms in central Mississippi. Once this all clears out, as we head into next week, we've got cooler temperatures and drier conditions. In your first alert forecast, we'll have a nice long stretch of dry days and cool days for this time of year. So we're going to head into your Saturday with highs in the mid and upper 70s if we can make it there. That will be where you miss out on maybe that first batch of showers and thunderstorms. Sunday into Monday, looking at mid 70s. That's normal for this time of year. Note our average highs and lows here. And then as we head into next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, another cold front pushes in. That leaves us with highs 10 degrees cooler than normal in the mid 60s and overnight lows potentially in the upper 30s by the time we head out the door on Friday of next week. And that's Halloween. So chilly Halloween forecast for you right in time for us to head into the end of the month. Right now it's 76 here in Jackson, 70 over in Vicksburg. We're cooling off nicely. We do have some clouds overhead. Those will stick around overnight and keep us a little bit warmer as we start the day on Saturday. The first half of your Saturday looks good to go, but have the rain gear ready as we head into the rest of the weekend. And we'll talk more about your first alert 10-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Elise, thanks. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Meteorologist Elise Uschmann here with Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts, and we've got a little rain on the radar. Not like yesterday, but hey, we ain't going to poo-poo any rain.
Not any of it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so taking you in a little bit closer. This is just north of the metro in Canton. You got some downpours just north of Madison, but if you're traveling along I-55 anytime in the near future, you might have to slow things down a little bit. You're also about to get some light to moderate rain over in Vicksburg as well. This is all along a little boundary that's being pulled through from that same system that brought us rain yesterday. We were expecting to see a little bit along that boundary through the day today, but what you're seeing is about it. While those showers could continue to kind of make their little trek, most of us aren't going to see very much as we head into the next little bit. And even tomorrow with a different boundary pushing through, we're still not going to see very much as far as the rain is concerned. We are seeing some really muggy conditions, and it's very warm if you're standing in the sun. These are our feels like temperatures, not the actual air temperature, which is in the mid 80s for the most part, but it feels like 92 in Jackson, 96 in Monticello, and 97 over in Vicksburg. We're still going to be feeling the same way for the next few hours, and then a really mild night for us overnight tonight. And we'll start your Wednesday pretty much the same as how we started the day today, but throughout the day, this front will be approaching the area and bring us some nice changes for the end of the week and heading into the weekend and the start of next week. Now, the cool down itself is only going to last a few days. So from the mid 80s tomorrow to the upper 70s and low 80s Thursday through Saturday. Then we start to warm back up, but the mugginess doesn't look like it's going to increase as much as we are right now even. So while it will be warm next week, I still think it's going to feel closer to normal. Our overnight lows are where you're going to really tell a change. I think you'll tell in the afternoon too, but overnight lows in the mid to upper 50s by Saturday, and will be same way through your Sunday and even the start of next week. So we just got one more mild start out the door tomorrow morning, and then that cool dry air will filter in overnight and have us feeling decent out the door on Thursday.
You're going to know something's going on by this weekend for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then again, as we look ahead, we are going to see a little bit of a warm up again next week. Not just us, but a good portion of the country. So probably going to be sitting about 8 degrees above average by this time next week. But it might be brief. We could have another front at the end of the week. Otherwise, there is a new tropical storm.
Jerry.
There he is. Whatever.
Yeah.
Could potentially become a hurricane by the time we get to the end of this work week, and it will bring some impacts over to parts of the Caribbean, but staying pretty far away from the East Coast, so not a concern to the continental U.S.
Kind of a strange hurricane season that continues for us, as we just haven't had a lot of activity close to home. Whatever has formed close to home has been very weak, so not much going on with that.
Not much. That's about it.
Well, we're having a pretty good day today. It's Taco Tuesday. Hopefully you're having a nice day so far. I had to go bring my car in this morning. Nothing's wrong with it.
It'd be like that.
Well, the amount of money I spent on it today, nothing should be wrong with it either.
How did you have to spend money if there's nothing wrong with it?
It's that time of the life cycle where you got to, replace these fluids, these tubes, those filters, this and that. Next thing you know, and I had 2 bad tires, which I do drive it a lot. So these tires have gone about 40,000+ miles. So it was time. I had to give in and just be like, okay, open up the wallet. So made my lunch. Eating one of those really cheap discounted cans of Coke and keeping it moving. Hey, Sheikah Hampton, what's going on? Bobby Curtis Shehorn, good to see you. Good afternoon to you. Hi, Melissa Price. Did she say happy Wednesday?
She did,
what
Melissa.
What is she trying to do to me?
It's Tuesday.
She's trying to get me all messed up.
But I'm halfway through the week, so.
Yeah, that's true. You are. So, Alvin Brooke made the correction. Sherry Spence Smith, my husband. Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Sherry. That is very, very bad news. I express my condolences to you. Torsha Woods, good afternoon. And thank you for the wonderful update this week. Yeah, it is looking pretty good. Sheikah Hampton, that looks like hearts and hot dogs. What's
really? It looked like pencils to me. I'm not sure what it is, though.
I'm going to go with hot dogs because now I'm craving hot dogs.
I think it's Band-Aids.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Whatever.
Artist Ashley, tomorrow's Wednesday. You think it better be. And L. Brooks, hello, good people. Hello back to you.
Hi.
Mr. Brooks. So the new update is we have a new tropical storm, which is not going to impact us. We really have nothing else to worry about when it comes to tropical weather. Our weather will remain showery today.
Showerish.
Okay, today. And then later this week, less humid weather moves in. How will you know? You'll know. Because it's going to feel comfortable in the 50s in the morning, sitting at night, and in the 80s, lower 80s during the day with lower humidity. We are looking at a stellar weekend ahead, pretty close to a 10. So it's going to be, and that's on a scale of 1 to 10. I guess I should clarify that. But bottom line is it's really going to be nice. So hopefully you get a chance to enjoy it. You're going to see Elise this afternoon on WLBT News at 4 and 4:30. I'll be on WLBT News at 5 and 6. And Millie Chapman Burke says, can we send some showers to Natchez?
We'll see.
Maybe those showers northwest of town might scoot in there as we go through this evening. But you missed out on all the rain yesterday in Natchez. I mean, it just didn't rain there. The rest of the area had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Parts of Pike County had upwards of 12 inches according to radar. So we'll see what we can do for you. But until then, we'll be back at 6:30 this evening. We'll update you on the radar at that time, anything new in the tropics, and update you on a little cool front this week, maybe a bigger one later next week. Until then, folks, we'll see you later. Thanks for joining us.